So he escalates the response and he says, STFU, and he spells my name wrong. I have met you in real life, chump. So he says chump. He said, it's hilarious you've got to edit every one of your comments because your ego speaks first and then your brain chimes in a few minutes after. How about you reflect on the fact that no one likes you in the EUC Boston or NYC community? I'm definitely not attending the Wheel Life rally. How's it going, guys? Hope everything is going great for everyone and everyone who's healing from crashes, whatever. Hope you guys are getting better quickly. Anyway, we all need some rest sometimes, so just look at this like an involuntary rest. Anyway, I came here to say something very simple, and here it is. When I first started riding EUCs in my neighborhood, it was literally just me in the area, and if there were others, I didn't know. And I didn't go looking for them. I rode the electric unicycle by myself for almost a year. I had no idea there were other people in my area with it. In fact, I think I made a video of me searching for people riding EUCs, but that was like a year later maybe. My timeline is all messed up. But the point is, in all my riding and in all my time with EUCs, I've never had an encounter with anyone where it became violent, except for a bicyclist in New York, and that's kind of expected, so that's not really a thing. But I'm saying all this to say, when I first started, I felt safe. I felt great. It was just me riding by myself, minding my own business, and even cyclists, in Boston would never do what that New Yorker did. Oh my God, like never. Even if you ran into them, they still wouldn't fight you like that. They'd just be like, hey, my bad, man, sorry I didn't see you, blah, blah, blah. But New York is a different world. Something I learned quickly. But anyway, the point is, I made a video with the Sherman, and a lot of you did not like it, obviously. You guys express yourselves in ways that you felt was appropriate or inappropriate, whatever. The point is, I feel like the comments section is a good section to relieve stress, and not just relieve stress, but express yourself in case you disagree with someone, because it's funny watching a video and then you disagree with what someone's doing and you just cannot express yourself. We're human beings, so we're subject to emotions. So the point I'm trying to make is this particular individual, he said I've met him, but apparently he's met me, and he never said anything to me, never said anything negative or anything like that. But either way, the point is he took it to a different level that I did not want, okay? Again, all of your comments are intense, and they're very, heartfelt and emotion driven, which is a good thing. It means you're human. and it means you care. Otherwise, you wouldn't comment. But this particular individual went a little step further. Let me see if I can read it for you guys. Okay, so I screenshot it before I reported him to YouTube. Not that YouTube will do anything. I just wanted to let him know that's not accepted. Anyway, it goes like this. Let me record the screen so you guys can see. So you can understand the context, because I'm not trying to take him out of context here. So this is basically a comment on the initial riding impressions of the veteran Sherman. Okay, the Ford GT of EUCs, right? Anyway, his response, his name is Hello. Okay. His response to that was, the worst part of this video is the fact that you say it's hard to brake on the Sherman, yet you're still riding at a high speed like that near people. Well, he's right. He's absolutely right. I am talking about the braking, but guys, this review is designed for myself and others, but mostly for others, because you guys aren't riding it. If ever a time I felt that wheel was unrideable, I wouldn't have ridden it the way I did. In fact, I created a video after that demonstrating how for the first half of the day all I was doing was practicing with my MSX on different ride levels, and in order to anticipate the weight of the Sherman, which at the time, now it seems normal that you're riding around with such a heavy machine, but back then when we first heard it, it sounded pretty insane. And it's like, oh my gosh, how is anyone going to be able to ride an 80-pound machine, you know? But I prepared for it. But anyway, let's get to his point here. So my response to that was, hard to brake, but not for me. I'm reviewing it for new and average riders. Hope that makes sense. So, you know, my approach to him was not like a rebuttal. It was basically a response, like a response to anyone else. Just a normal response. Here at the bottom, he escalates the response. Why? I have no idea. Again, it's emotional based, but that's fine. So he escalates the response, and he says, STFU, and he spells my name wrong, Jedediah. He calls my name, so the fact that he mentions my name, gosh, I'm itching. It's my mustache, I gotta cut it. The fact that he mentions my name in such context means that he's upset, so because he's trying to drive the point home. Either way, STFU, Jedediah, you can literally see and hear you in the video struggling with it. Dude, your ego is so huge. You should buy a lifted truck. Big ego, tiny wee-wee. I find that hilarious. Anyway, he has a right to respond the way he does. I'm not taking that away from him. But, so I go down and I said, so I responded, I'm not interested in an argument. It was definitely harder than usual, MSV, torque, MSX, etc. But nothing I couldn't handle. Also, if you met me in real life, would you speak like this? So once again, I'm just, I'm responding. I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to down him or anything like that. I have no interest in that stuff. But he does. Apparently he does. So this is one-sided so far. And his response is, I have met you in real life, chump. So he says chump. So I'm like, wow, okay. So he's really escalating this. I didn't use such terms or anything like that, but he felt the need to do that. And then he says, but you didn't answer my, I'm sorry, I responded, but then I responded, but you didn't answer my question. Would you speak this way face to face with your assumptions about my riding abilities? And he said, absolutely I would. And then I said, sounds good. Now, the reason I asked him that question was to gauge how angry he really was. Just so I can see whether or not, if he was just playing around, because that happens sometimes online. People play around. They don't really mean things. They're just trying to express themselves. But number one, he calls my name. Number two, he calls me names, a chump, wee-wee, all these things. And then on top of that, he escalates it even further to say, if he had met me in real life, he would confront me. Even though I have no idea why he would confront me, because I have no issues with the guy. I don't even know him. And then he escalates it even more. It didn't end there. It kept going. He takes it even more personal. I said, sounds good. And then he said, 5 minutes later, he said, it's hilarious you've got to edit every one of your comments because your ego speaks first and then your brain chimes in a few minutes after. How about you reflect on the fact that no one likes you in the EUC Boston or NYC community? And then I didn't respond to that because, it kept escalating. So I just stopped it right there. I didn't want to escalate the situation because obviously he doesn't have any good intentions. And when you can sense when someone does not have good intentions. And so you just back away. So I'm saying this to say the EUC community it's called EUC, electric unicycles, right? Electric unicycles. Not gas-powered, gas-powered unicycles, not motorized, highly gassed-out diesel engine unicycles. Now, apparently, a lot of us truly believe that, an electric world would make life a little bit easier for the environment or whatever. That's what a lot of people believe, And on top of that, a lot of people also believe that if you drive a Prius, that means you're a nice person. That's just the connotation. And if you ride an electric unicycle, then I feel that should, people probably assume that that translates into that sphere as well, that we would be very nice individuals. The point I'm trying to make is, it's electric. Okay, so we're supposed to be green, from what I understand. And green is supposed to represent nice, right? But anyway, he's very violent. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm definitely not attending the Wheel Life rally. I wanted to. I prepared for it. I lost a wheel preparing for it, but I'm not gonna attend. The reason is because I'm not interested in that stuff, man. Could you imagine me going to the Wheel Life rally and always looking at my shoulder just to see if someone's trying to beat me up? Guys, come on, man. I have no interest in fighting or causing this type of reaction out of anyone. Maybe I did something to him and I had no idea. But the point is, there was another guy also who confronted me about how I rode in NYC. But the thing is, the outrage I see on that particular video was pretty intense. And I don't see the same outrage for other videos, which is very interesting. Is it because mine was up close or whatever? The point is, we should all, if this outrage was real, then we should all be upset at everyone riding recklessly or so-called recklessly in NYC. I mean, you just, be even if you really, really believe in what you're saying. Or is it that I'm an easy target because I make myself presentable, I make myself available, and come off like someone who fights or someone who is aggressive? Is it I'm the easy target? Because, guys, this happens if this it's true what you're saying. I won't do it again, obviously. But there's a way to respond to certain things. Of course, you have your own way of responding to things. That's completely fine. But if I disagree with someone on what they did, unless they actually did something that harmed me or someone else, then berate that person if you feel. But even then, you still have to understand the context of the situation. But I want to diffuse the situation, and so I feel I joyously will jump back into riding by myself and stuff like that, because I don't want to add to that, dude. I have no interest in adding to that fire that he has burning in him. I don't know why it's burning in him, because I've never caused anyone any type of but this is fine, because just because I didn't cause something doesn't mean something should not be caused to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not It's not like physics where it's an equal and opposite reaction. It's not. I did something. I rode. I felt I rode quite well. In fact, we were riding on a path that, you know, scooters go, bikes go, all these things go. There happen to be people in the road. You know, these people at times, you know, if you don't tell them, hey, this is a bike lane, they're gonna walk in the bike lane. I mean, what are you gonna do? Stop everybody? But anyway, the point is, it was safe. Nothing happened. I'm very proud of that. Very happy about that. I'm saying this to say that if you guys, you know, experience this type of reaction from someone, and you're on YouTube, de-escalate it. You know, don't take it any further than that, because we're here to ride. That's it. But you can't control how certain people react to how you ride. And I'm an aggressive rider. That's what I do. That's what a lot of New York riders do. They ride aggressive. You can't stop all of them. Anyway, the point is, guys, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I've gotten to a point now where I feel very comfortable with electric unicycles. It doesn't mean the danger is gone. The danger is still there, and it will always be there because it's electric. It's not purely mechanical, and it's one wheel. So the danger is always there. We just have to be aware of our wheels and do the best we can to maintain it so that, you know, the chances of crash or failure is minimized or eliminated altogether. I don't like the word minimized. I want eliminated. Yeah, so I just want to say that if you guys, you know, experience certain things, just de-escalate it. There's no reason to escalate.